What up, YouTube? Taylor here from the Creo Forge. Today we are going to be looking at the Inart Supergirl. We're going to see if Inart has missed the mark, maybe, as well as we're going to be looking at some figures from Blitzway. In addition, we're going to be looking at my thoughts on the Primacy showcase, what pieces stood out for me, what I thought of the overall showcase, and so super excited to get into it, so let's jump in. Alright, just jumping in right now, we're going to look at this Inart Supergirl. Now, Inart, as you know, is a professional in doing rude hair compared to the Artisan version on Hot Toys, or Artisan editions on Hot Toys. There is no comparison. I mean, I haven't had any issues with my Inart figures that have rude hair. The Hot Toys, for some reason, whenever they do Artisan hair, it doesn't work out. It flakes, it falls out, it has glue issues. It's awful. So I think you'll never have to worry about the rude hair on this, but so far the overall figure looks really good. There is some stuff I want to talk about with the face, but we'll get to that. But overall, I like the look of this. It looks, you can tell it's definitely the actress that plays Supergirl. I don't want to butcher her name, but I think it's Millie Alcock. I want to say that's how you say it, but forgive me if I don't. But the suit looks great. The texturing on the suit's really cool. I believe the emblem might be a little too textured. I think from the promos of the movies, I haven't seen the movie yet, but it looks like it's a little bit more smooth. But overall, it looks really good. I mean, I like the coloring of the suit. It looks really great. But yeah, the rude hair looks fantastic. It definitely captures what the realism of the figure. It looks like a real person. Now, of course, we have to get that Guardians of the Galaxy vibe, especially James Gunn. But looking here, we have the cool headphones. I mean, Hot Toys could have done something like this with Peter Quill, their figure, but I guess they didn't. It was more like just a plastic they put on. The sunglasses look really good. The sunglasses definitely help improve the look. It definitely looks like the character, the actress, as well as this coat looks great. Doesn't look like it's pleather or leather or anything. It looks like it's more of a fabric material. I don't know if that's true to the movie. I'm not really picky when it comes to costumes. I'm more to the head sculpts. I want them to look as if they look as accurate as they can be and they know who they're talking about. Yeah, I'm happy with it. Yeah, overall it looks really cool. If I did get this figure, I probably would display her with this outfit. Overall looks good. I mean, overall it looks like there might be some material. I'm not sure what material they're going to use. It looks probably that rubber-like material, like different than what they did with the Henry Cavill Superman. So it may not be able to stay posed in these positions for a long time. May have some screen printing too, so it might stick to each other, or the material might stick to itself, so it might cause issues with that. Looks like you get a basic base. I don't know why Inart's doing this, but they are going backwards a little bit. I feel like they used to have magnetic bases, but now they don't. Now they use these flight poles. I don't even know if this thing has a flight pole actually, so that's kind of annoying too. I don't like that. I think it is fun they include sort of a drink accessory to make it seem her more like a non-caring teenager kind of attitude a little bit, I want to say, or more rebel-ish. Yeah, it looks really good. I mean, the costume looks fantastic from this distance. Yeah, I mean, you can tell it looks really good. Usually all figures, when you stand far away, it looks just like the character, but when you get close up, that's where the detail comes in. Yeah, overall, this is looking really good. I mean, I haven't seen the movie. This is probably no accessory. We haven't seen all the accessories that are included with it, so we may get a flight pole, but we do get Crypto in a different pose, different than the David Cornsweet Superman. So, kind of cool. Yeah, it looks really good. I mean, you get these, man, you get the nice, I mean, Inart always nails like the hands. I feel like Hot Toys always has this issue with hands. I don't know. Some hands look good, others don't, but this looks really good with the fingernails, the detail on the skin texture, everything's amazing. Yeah, just the base. It looks like there's no flight stand. It looks like just gonna be one of those crotch grabbers that's gonna be holding it up. I don't like that. I don't know why, if they're trying to be more like J&D, have more simple museum-like poses and nothing dynamic, or have a diorama base as well. If we look at the kind of comparison though with Hot Toys, what I kind of noted, I mean, some people kind of called this out, but I mean, for one, the chin I don't think it looks, some were saying it was too wide. It doesn't look like it from the photos. And even the lips are pretty spot on. I mean, the same kind of facial expression you can see there. I mean, the biggest thing I can notice, I think it's the nose and the eyes. The nose is close, but I think it might be just a little too big, like, or bulbous towards the end. And then on the eyes, it looks like she has like some sort of like sickness. I'm not sure if the complexion might be wrong. Maybe a little bit more tan would help a little bit, but who knows? On the Hot Toys, of course, I do think the eyes are a little bit better. They did try to capture that lip gesture as well. The nose looks good. I think the Hot Toys might be capturing just a little bit more, but with the skin like detail, I think Inart has it, especially with that rude hair. It helps add to the realism. The long hair on a Hot Toys figure, it looks good, but almost always it takes away and makes it look more toy-like. If you're looking for realism, I think Inart's your bet. I also noticed that Inart is doing more of like fabric on the end of these instead of this orange PVC plastic that's been sculpted. The jacket's a little bit different too. If you notice on the Inart, it was more fabric-like, more like I don't know, maybe more like softer material. This one looks more, it does have that leather grain texture. I wonder if this might be more accurate. So I want to say maybe the Hot Toys has a little bit better design on there as well. It does have, I think, a better emblem. The emblem looks a little bit more smooth and not as textured as the Inart. Of course, I do like kind of like the look Inart does, and I imagine there might be some creative expression that they're doing or liberties they're taking to create this costume. But overall, I think it looks really good. I mean, it depends on what you are willing to spend. I mean, on this one, this is $285. We don't know what the price is yet on this, but it could be from $380 to $450. Not sure. Usually Inart runs around about that high, but overall, they're both great figures. I think it just depends on what you're looking for. Inart, I've always been a fan of them. I just think, and this one, on their head sculpt, they're close, but they're also missing a few things. If they fix the eyes and try to match up and maybe even give it a little bit more tan complexion to help it out, it might improve the sculpt overall. But so far, I think Hot Toys might have this one. Even though it does have the sculpted hair, I think that they have a little bit more detail. And I think it's a better, like, I don't know, I feel like it's just a better capture of the attitude she kind of gave off in the movie or in her character. So, yeah, who knows? But let me know what you're thinking of it, whether you like the Inart or the Hot Toys. Feel free to comment and let me know. But let's jump over to Blitzway real quick. So Blitzway is releasing an Evangelion Unit 1 figure. This one's 13 inches tall. They are releasing a standard and a deluxe version. Now, if you're an anime fan, or if you're familiar with anime, you know, and Evangelion is pretty big. It's has a lot of fandom to it, and they do a ton of remakes. I think they remade the anime into movies recently, or I guess over since 2007, and they just barely ended it. But the story is very, I mean, for me, I had a hard time following the story, but I do love the mecha design. It's kind of different. It's very humanoid, really cool. The story's a little hard for me to understand, but it's a cool action sequences they have in the show, as well as the movies in addition to that. But overall, this has two versions: a standard and deluxe version. The standard is coming in at a price of $289.99. This is from Big Bag Toy Store. You can also buy from Blitzway directly. In addition, there is a deluxe version, which includes this armory piece to hold all the weapons or accessories that come with it. This one's priced at, I believe, $499, and so it's about $200 increase from the standard to the deluxe just because of this. I don't know if it's worth that. In my opinion, I don't know, but let's take a look at these figures, or the images for it. But it looks really cool. You get the nice little teeth that come inside. The mouth, when it opens, very accurate anime. What I noticed about this is I had the 301, and the 301's a little bit smaller, about 9 inches. But what's really cool about this one is this one actually has more detail on the inner locking system. So like on the movement of the rib cage and the hip joints, you can see like how this mechanical, organic feeling underneath, as well as you get these paneling of the metal as well. The 301's a little bit more smooth. Like, you don't have this much detail happening on the arm, so I wonder if there's some more creative liberties happening with Blitzway. I know Prime 1's trying to do a figure like this as well, which they're adding more weapons that you didn't see in the anime, which is kind of cool. But here's a more up-close shot of the head sculpt. I believe these eyes light up too. It's just really cool. It looks really awesome. You have his famous spear. I think this is from the more recent movies that came out. I think this is based off the Rebuild series, or the movies that they made. But yeah, this is definitely a pose from the last movie. So the standard version, I believe, comes with this stand right here, and I believe you're getting, as part of it, the deluxe version is that whole armory piece with there. But this looks really good. I mean, I'm excited. I mean, for the price tag, I don't know if it's worth the deluxe version, but I definitely, I'm a big fan of mecha and mechs and stuff. I may look at getting this, but I'm still deciding. I mean, I'm limited on space, so I have to think. But man, look at that awesome paneling. I think this is awesome with all the metal structure. It looks really cool. Doing some cool stuff. A really cool pose there. I like that. You get definitely a lot of articulation. So this is going to be like a full-on, like a 1/12 figure, like a Revoltech kind of design, like where you can get a lot of articulation. Probably not as much as Revoltech, but it looks really good. You do get this cool little plug that goes in, and tweezers help do that. Definitely detailed. I think the 301 actually had this as well, if I remember correctly, but this one looks a little bit more detailed. 30 did this too with the UV reactive, glow in the dark stuff, but I don't think it was as well executed. Like, the UV paint wasn't as good, so hopefully Blitzway can do the same. This is kind of cool. It shows the inner structure, so this is all the die cast in there, so you're definitely going to have some strong joints. I think they said there were a lot of ratchet joints in there, so you'll have that. In addition, the pegs attached to them, I don't know how they attach. If one breaks, does that mean that hand is completely useless? I've had figures like that where that has happened, and I'm not able to use that hand again. I hope that they are interchangeable, so if you lose one, you can use another hand maybe to replace it, so that way you have like tons of extra pegs if you need to. Or even better, maybe they are die cast or some stronger material that they won't break and they'll have a hard time, or they'll be easy to put in. No idea. We'll find out. I do like the spear. It looks cool. The 301 was die cast and metal, so I hope this one is too. I'm hoping this too. It looks like it does plug in the back, but I hope this connection point is a little bit stronger. It looks a little short to me. I wonder if it'll be limited on what you can do. But the 301 had trouble connecting to the base. Hopefully this one doesn't have that same issue. Looking good. This is really cool. Yeah, overall, I may pick this up. I don't know if I'll go spring for the deluxe version just to have a place to hold the weapons, but if you're looking for that full diorama effect, you can do so. You can see there, I think this is the main character's name Shinji, and I think this is his dad that runs Nerve, but no idea. Yeah, this looks really cool. So let me know if you're picking this up in the comments, and if you like this, or if you want to see more of this stuff, please let me know. But yeah, I like this too, but I want to kind of jump over to Prime 1 Studio and see what they're throwing out right there. So jumping over to Prime 1, Prime 1 is releasing a Supergirl Owing Up Tomorrow piece, and I thought it looked really cool. I mean, I'm not a big Supergirl fan. I thought this was one piece I thought was very cool during the showcase. I thought like the showcase was very, I want to say dry, like didn't have a lot of impactful stuff. They always have Predator, Godzilla, maybe Jurassic Park, and then they throw in a bunch of anime. And of course DC, but I liked this piece. I thought it was really cool. It's drawing from the comics from Women of Tomorrow. You get a very cosmic oriented base, a lot of cool colors, a lot of space themes. Looks really awesome, and the Supergirl looks really fantastic. They did a really good job on making the head sculpt, I mean, come off it really cool. I know J&D just released one too that they're talking about, and I've heard some people talk about it looking too young. Overall, this looks really cool. Got the nice gold paneling on the costume. I think it's a closed mouth and an open mouth portraits they have on this, so it comes with two portraits, but it's going to be quarter scale. I believe Q3 is when it comes out, but yeah, it looks really fantastic, especially the eyes. I noticed even on the Kratos statue, their eyes just have so much realism to them now, and they're just doing a really cool effect when they paint these. I don't know if it's the gloss they use, but it just adds that realism and it adds more life to the eyes instead of just that painted on eye look. I know sideshow pieces I have in my collection for my X-Men statues, they look very like plain, but yeah, looks really cool. I mean, this looks like a cool statue, so I think if you're a big fan of Supergirl and you want the Inart Supergirl and you want this, I mean, go for it. But yeah, I thought this was a cool piece. The other piece was the Atreus from God of War that go with your Kratos. I have Kratos on pre-order, but the Atreus looks just really cool. They're adding in a lot of different switch outs, like you can hold the bowstring is real, a lot of the materials that they're using are supposed to be soft goods. I mean, a lot of it is still sculpted, but overall it looks really cool. You can swap out the arms, you can do a lot of cool stuff, but yeah, a really cool piece. I may not pick it up, I don't have the space for it. I really wanted the Thor statue as well they're making, but the Thor statue is massive. I saw that thing on Sideshow showcase, and it's a huge statue. I can fit that into my display. But yeah, this looks really cool. I wonder if there's gonna be like a standard version where you just get Atreus, or you can get like a deluxe version where you have the bear and the wolf. If they do that, maybe I consider picking him up. It may be a little bit smaller, but yeah, this is massive. You get this huge, massive bear, and just imagine that in like 3rd scale, what that could be. So may not get that, but it looks really cool. I like this. It definitely would complete my God of War. I'm a big fan of God of War. It's my favorite video game. So yeah. Well, what do you think? Are you gonna get the Inart Supergirl? What do you think of the Blitzway Evangelion? Or what do you think of the Prime 1 Studio Showcase? Are there some pieces from that showcase that you liked a lot? Please leave a comment and like and subscribe and let me know what you think. And I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.